Hey Dad, somebody wants to know if you can explain the difference for them between an out-of-frame and an in-frame on an engine.
Well,
Please.
it's exactly what it sounds like. An in-frame, the engine stays in the frame of the truck. An out-of-frame, it obviously comes out of the truck. If you were gonna go apples to apples, so basically you're just doing, you know, liners, piston, rods, and mains, what would be your big difference between an in-frame and an out-of-frame? Well, your out-of-frame is going to have all of this off of it. You know, you're just gonna have a bare block, and so all of this structure gaskets, front and back, front and rear main seal, all those things are gonna be brand new. All your little things that attach to the outside are all gonna be brand new gasketing and O-rings and all that kind of stuff. That's your major difference. And obviously, one of your bigger costs, you know, we don't charge a whole lot more for an out-of-frame versus an in-frame as far as the labor of the actual building the engine goes. But you have additional costs of removing the engine, installing the engine, so it starts to add up. Of course, if you just brought us an engine, you wouldn't have that issue. But you know, almost everybody wants to get it painted, so you're gonna have, you know, a cost there. Also on our out-of-frame, we insist on doing all new bolts everywhere on it. So we don't want to spend hours trying to clean every single bolt. So we have like a $500 bolt package built into them, and we're going to throw all new bolts on and stuff like that. The one nice thing about doing it out of frame, at least with us, is, you know, we give you a one price labor, and then it doesn't matter what you do from there. You know, whatever you want to do to it at that point, it's already built into the cost. So if you, a guy that wanted to do an out of frame, and all he was doing was just throwing all this stuff in there, putting all the old stuff back on, is going to pay the exact same amount as a guy that gets a brand new engine, pretty much.
And what's the price difference in parts between doing an out-of-frame and an in-frame?
If you're just talking apples to apples, it's only about $400 difference, I believe. Apples to apples again, which would be your, you know, the same kit that you would use to do a basic in-frame on a truck. Your basic out-of-frame is like $300 or $400 more. And labor, I think we're like $1,800 or $2,200 more, or something like that. I have to go look to be sure. So if you're bringing us the engine, you just want to do the exact same job you would have done if you brought an in-frame. Out-of-frame is not a whole lot more.